We'll both do it just in case. Oh, it actually is good that you do it too, because when I edited the last one, it was trippy.
I got you.
I had this idea, just in case our reels didn't work.
Yeah.
When I was getting out of the car, I had this idea in the 5 seconds before I got in here, where if for some reason the reels don't work or something, we'll just fake a reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And put a different reel or something like that, or like.
Yeah.
What was I doing? I was checking on your thing.
Yes. Pulling up the reel to get it ready.
We got seven videos in here.
Okay.
I recognize that guy. All right. Did you? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good.
How's your week been?
Well, it's been honestly better than I thought because, we've been snowed in here in the old Arkansas.
Yes, snowmageddon out there.
Basically, I was like kind of dreading it at first because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get trapped in this house. But the first time we left the house, I still didn't feel like leaving.
Yeah.
So it was actually really great. My crazy story, I guess. I mean, I don't have super crazy stories, but we did go to Dollar General. So that's like the Walmart of smaller stores.
The Walmart of rural areas. Really?
That's good.
Why is there a Dollar General within like 10 feet of each other? Like you go down the road. I mean, I know where we live. There's like 6. Mm-hmm. It's like, why do you need that many Dollar Generals in town?
Yeah, we have 3 within a mile of us right
now. No, I heard a conspiracy about that.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So supposedly the government has contracted to build all these Dollar Generals, okay, for in time, like apocalypse. Like if the government has to come in and take control, they're going to be headquarters, like little hubs for the military.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they already have like general goods.
Yes. It's already in the name, General.
Yeah.
Already got a military name.
This is a good clip. Just posting a short, which I haven't done yet because I forgot. Oh, we didn't shut that door. Could you shut that door? I just heard an echo. I'll go ahead and do it. Okay. I took my boots off so I don't kick anything.
Oh, okay. All right. Noah is shutting the door. It slowly gets up.
That echo is going to distract me the whole time.
I can hear him. He was prancing. Door shut.
All right.
Still echo.
No, I just noticed it.
Echo. Echo.
Okay.
All right. You're about to start again?
No, we'll keep that.
Oh. I'll
just clap again.
Okay. Never mind. We're going to keep going.
Nobody actually cares.
Yeah.
I do have my overalls on, by the way, which let me angle that down just a little bit.
So how have y'all been faring in the weather?
I was going to say I have my overalls on because I thought I was going to work today.
Oh.
It's been fun.
Good.
We've been super lazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm leaving all of this in, so we don't have to like restart or anything. Yeah. So interesting theory. I love that. I love theories, which would be a good segment on here.
Yeah.
But the 5 seconds we leave the house to go to Dollar General, I mean, you got feral people everywhere.
Yes.
And like I said, even on a normal day, you don't know what you're seeing.
Right.
And essentially these tiny Walmarts.
Don't go to the actual Walmart past 10 o'clock.
10 p.m.
Just saying.
Those people have an hour to be feral because they close at 11. Do you remember when Walmart was 24 hours?
I do.
That wasn't too long ago, but
that was pre-COVID.
Let's not say that on here. No.
Different time.
So I just gotten out of the car and no. Let me back up a little bit. And I'm not trying to make this sound more dramatic than what it is, but I'm driving, got the kids in the back, wife in the passenger seat, and we're all getting out of the car. Usually we don't all go into Dollar General, but this is the first time we left the house in like 3 days.
Yeah.
So I get out of the car. No, sorry. Before I pull into Dollar General, I'm hitting the brakes, not slamming on them because even though there wasn't an ice patch right there, you know what I'm talking about, but it doesn't matter. And as soon as I hit the brakes, all the ice and snow from the top of my car, slide onto my windshield, blocking my windshield wipers. And so I have to basically pull in, just living by faith, brother. No,
Jesus, take the wheel.
Literally. So I'm pulling into this parking lot, and it's full, of course, because everybody's getting probably re-upping on their milk and bread and cheese and whatever they're buying.
By the way, what not to cut you off, but what do people make with milk and bread? It's like
milk sandwiches.
Yeah, I guess so. This is like, oh no, we're gonna be snowed in for weeks. Arkansas, it lasts maybe 2 days.
Yeah, which this one's been longer. Yeah, especially longer than last year. Let's see, I actually did get to work during the week. Yeah, last year. But that's a story for another day because there was a hospital visit in there. Yeah, and you know about that, but we'll save that for later. Yeah. Anyway, so I can't really see, and the only spots that aren't covered in snow are the handicap spots. So I was like, I'm just gonna kind of pull in there, and then I'll move because, of course, right behind me was a guy with a handicap sticker, and I'm like, I was just gonna park there, which I'm sorry, I know that's illegal, but I was just gonna park there. I was like, surely not the handicapped people are getting out. And what do you know? A truck pulls in, and I'm like, okay. And as soon as I get out, there's this. This is a dad joke, actually. There's this guy in his passenger seat of his truck just waiting with the windows open. And he said, "Hey, you got some ice on your car?" I was like, at first I was like, oh, he's joking. He's joking. Yeah. So I cleared the windshield and was about to get back in the car, and I hear across the road. Oh, a whole entire car in the ditch. Oh, no. A very deep ditch. Yeah. And so I was like, that instinct of, okay, I'm just going to go over there and see if they're okay. Surprisingly, their airbag didn't go off. Yeah. I heard the door open, and I thought I heard a kid. There wasn't a kid in there. Yeah. But the two were arguing, and I was just like, so I kind of stopped before I went into the road. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I should interject, because a part of you is like, there's this thing called like being a spectator. Yeah. And some people are just like just help people. Right. Like we're all in this together. And so I always get into that mode where I'm like, like when someone says, someone call 911, everyone else thinks someone else is doing it. Yeah. So I go over there to make sure they're okay, to see if they want me to call 911. Yeah. And I was almost instantly, but they opened the door and they're arguing, and I was like, okay, obviously they're fine.
I need to call 911.
And I was like, y'all good? And so then I was like, they were fine. They were able to get out and stuff. And then I was like, well, I'm going to call out my friend who usually pulls me out of the ditches and takes me to the hospital when my vehicle won't make it all the way. Well, he doesn't answer, but very quickly they were able to get someone on the phone and get them pulled out. Yeah. And the whole situation was weird. Yeah. And like I said, feral. Yeah. They're out there, not making fun of people, but they're out there just cigarettes hanging out their mouth, like figuring out how to do this. And like,
good old Arkansans.
Oh yeah. So they pull up, they call their Bubba, Bubba cousin, whoever it is. Yeah. He comes with his truck. And by this time, me and Terry had already gone into the store and gotten back in the van. And a line has started to build up at Dollar General to leave the parking lot because they're waiting for this truck to pull them out. So we just sit there and wait, and we're like, I want to see if this is going to happen. Yeah. And they get the first pull, the entire bumper comes off.
Oh, no.
So long story short, they got him out, and they're about still on the slope. I was like, why didn't they pull him all the way on the road? Yeah. The guy leaves, and his tire's spinning. He still can't get out. Yeah. So I don't know if he was already planning on coming back or they had to call him up, and he basically turned around and faces out to where he can pull him out with the hitch. Long story short, they got out. Yeah. Nobody got hurt. But like I said, it could have been worse. The airbag didn't go off, but it was a very deep ditch. Yeah. And the fact that they could pull him out with that truck was very impressive. Yeah. So that's my crazy story. Yeah. Other than that, our friend Todd came with his tractor, cleared our driveway.
God bless Todd.
Yeah, brought the kids, and shout out to him. I'll have to send this to him. Brought the kids to the school parking lot and brought them, on a little tractor ride. Right. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, we have been just cooped up in the house trying to stay warm, basically. And I love cooking. so I've been cooking. And we've gotten out a couple times now to go sledding just around the house and stuff. So that was fun. That was really fun.
Do you guys have sleds, or do you have to
Lindsay's stepdad and mom do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's from Ohio, where there's like snow all the time. So he's used to this.
My mom's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we had fun. Got out and did that. Got out yesterday to come check on the church, make sure we didn't have any busted pipes or anything like that. But there are people everywhere. And it's just not a good mix when you get Arkansans and ice or snow. It's horrible. Because you got the people that drive too slow, or you got the people that drive way too fast. And when they combine, it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't have any crazy stories. I have some stories from my past. I know this was probably in high school, maybe junior high.
Back in the 80s?
Yeah,
I'm
back in the 80s.
He's not that much older.
Back in my day. But no, I was leaving my girlfriend's house, and it had just started sleeting. Like, sleet was starting to cover the road, so it was getting slick. And it was late, and there wasn't anybody out or anything like that. And so I'm, being the guy I am, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to drift around this corner. And so I pull up to the stop sign, look to see if anybody's coming, and I gun it. And I'm fishtailing, having the time of my life until I lose control.
Vin Diesel's popping up in your head.
Family.
Oh, Alex has to watch this episode. That's hilarious.
But I fishtail around and everything, and I'm coming like, man, this is awesome. And I start to correct the wheel the other way, and I find out I'm not turning anymore. And I'm going straight for this ditch. And it's the most graceful thing ever that I just go off into this ditch down, and it's so steep I'm hanging from my seatbelt.
Oh,
that's how deep the ditch was.
Dang.
And luckily it was muddy because it actually stopped me from flipping over.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm hanging there, and I called my dad. I said, Dad, I ran into the ditch. I didn't tell him what I was doing. But then the police show up out of nowhere. And they're like, what happened? I said, I just lost control.
I feel like this is in Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
So you're one of those Arkansans.
It used to be. I'm a little better now.
Yeah.
But Arkansas, people lose their minds when it rains. Like nobody knows how to drive.
It's like some people just want to wreck.
Yeah.
Like, life's kind of boring right now.
Yeah.
You reminded me of two stories. Another one from yesterday. Somebody was already like this Chevy Suburban SUV.
Yeah.
I think, is that Suburban?
Suburban SUV, yeah.
And they were already like too far into this ditch, but they had these huge tires. And so Terry's over there roasting them. She's like, all those tires for nothing. And I'm like, tires don't matter if you don't know how to drive.
No.
But anyways, so a guy is already hooked up to his truck, and or we're just at the tail end of them about to hook up. And so we just kind of park and watch this. This guy, like you said, almost flipped it over.
Yeah.
And I was like, because he kept pulling it, and he's in the ditch, can't get traction. And so the truck, just imagine it, I don't know. But he hits a spot, and the Suburban goes, and I was like, oh. And it looked kind of fun, though. So, like I said, that guy had obviously done something like that before. But
I like, and this will be the last story, but you ever had those moments where you kind of start to get kind of overconfident, and God humbled you really quick? Mm-hmm. So I have one. It was another day with snow, and I was driving to work. I was going through Little Rock, and like, all these people are going so slow. My goodness. And I start to go. I'm on the interstate. I start to go around this guy, and granted, I wasn't going very fast. I was just trying to go faster than them. Mm-hmm. So I get around him, and all of a sudden the truck just goes whoosh. I mean, just starts spinning, and I do about maybe 2 or 3 revolutions.
You were spinning?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And I ended up back straight, and I just kept going. I just feel like that was just a moment like God's like,
you're like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Might have to go back home and change my pants.
Right. Right. Yeah. Luckily the seats were brown. So.
So I don't have as good of a excuse.
Yeah.
I had to call my dad at one time after landing in a ditch.
Yeah.
And so I was taking the trash down to the dump. I lived in Austin, Arkansas. Yes, there is an Austin, Arkansas. And funny side story in my story. when I first came to Arkansas, I was in 6th grade, and I was like, yeah, I live in Austin. And someone says, you come from Texas? And I heard that enough times where I was like, yeah, I fly in every morning for school. No,
That's
Austin, Arkansas. Like, for some reason, nobody knew where it was.
Yeah.
And probably because we were 6th graders and didn't drive.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm taking the trash to the dump, which is just a few miles down the road. And there's this curve that I knew had a patch of dirt on it.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, someone put dirt. Like, somebody intentionally put dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that. And we had this old 1990 Ford F-150 with straight pipes, and it's all loud. And people knew we were coming to school about a mile out. Like, Noah and Alex are here. And so Alex is behind me with his girlfriend, which is now his wife. So his girlfriend, they're behind me in their own car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we were doing or what they were doing. Maybe we were all going to hang out. And I was like, well, I'm going to take the trash on the way down. And I go like this to tell him to stop. And he goes around me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So anyway, he goes around me. And I was like, I'm about to hit this dirt with the trash in the back. And so I just like, you know, it feels good.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious, you know, and I kept it, like you said, overcorrected for too long. And I froze, and I was like, and I just literally went straight into the ditch. So I didn't have the ice excuse.
Right.
And, you know, does your dad know the truth now, by the way?
Oh, yeah, he knows.
Okay.
Yeah, I've told him.
Well, I instantly had to call my dad and be like, hey, I was trying to drift,
Yeah.
and I'm in this ditch. You know, I'm not
Right.
hurt. Now, a few things, looking back on the situation, like you said, you can see how God, like, even protects us from ourselves.
Yeah.
The window was down in the door.
Yeah.
And if it was up, it would have broken in my face. But a tree hit that door, broken the window inside of it. And long story short, we had to replace the door.
Yeah.
But thankfully we found one, replaced the door. And what else was there? If I would have went a little too far over, I would have hit a different tree. And thankfully it was all kinds of skinny trees. And I think to this day you can still see the skinny tree that I hit, and it's like it's still falling over.
Yeah.
But it was fun for about 5 seconds, and then I felt really dumb. So
yeah, I think Fast and Furious, that saga up until they sent a car to space.
I still haven't seen that movie, by the way.
They really made so many people way overconfident in their driving ability.
Yeah, they're like, wow, that looks really easy.
Yeah.
All I have to do is hit the e-brake.
Yeah, it's just like in the right. Just rip it.
And I need a red button.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Good nice.
yeah, dude.
But they had the first movie come out, and you know the cars are driving under the trucks and stuff. Like when people were actually trying that.
Oh my
And
gosh.
what it is, the trucks in the movie are actually jacked up higher,
Right.
so
Yeah,
the
of
cars could fit
course.
under them and everything. Well,
So
people,
wait, you're telling me movies are fake?
No, they really did that. It wasn't fake. That was real. It's just like wrestling.
So you're saying we could do it?
We could.
You know, some people say wrestling is fake.
No, it's not.
I know. Stone Cold did the stunner.
Exactly.
It's fake, people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a
Although,
straight
like,
face.
when I was, I know. When I was a kid, I wish I got into wrestling. I never did.
I didn't either.
But the first time as an adult, just a few years ago, we lived in Oklahoma, and I knew WWE was doing a tour again.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumor that The Rock was going to be in Tulsa at the show. Like, he was just going to show up as a guest. And I was like, for the first time, I was like, I kind of want to go. I don't think he ended up going to that one. I think he went to one later on, though. And so if I would have went, I wouldn't have seen him. But you should hear John Chris's opinion on the things that people like. And it's not just about wrestling. He's like, whatever your thing is, like, you think it's cooler than like the people who make fun of wrestling people.
Yeah.
It's just like a live event.
Yeah.
And actually, I think he said he went to a show. And I don't want to steal from his story, but he's like, man, I went to a show and it was lively. People were having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's essentially like my parents took us. Now, we were a little older, but it was still like, this is good for adults.
Yeah.
Have you heard of, gosh, what was it called? Marvel Live or something like that?
Oh, like on ice?
No, it wasn't on ice.
Oh.
It was on like dirt, because they had like dirt
I guess
bikes,
so.
Wolverines doing backflips on dirt bikes. I was like,
Really? That's cool.
I was like, there's like 7-year-olds in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is cool for any age. It was so
Yeah.
stinking cool. But then you'd have someone like, oh, that's for babies. And I'm like, okay, you go be a baby and you're
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be a baby then. You go off
Yeah.
with your dumb opinion. It
Yeah.
was the coolest show I'd ever
Yeah.
seen. There was fire, fight scenes like you would see Black Widow
Yeah.
fighting in the movie. She did that move, and
That's
of course
cool.
it's like stunts.
Yeah.
And then Hulk came out,
Yeah.
and it's this big suit, and it was really stiff, but like just the visuals of it, I'm like,
Yeah.
this seems real to a kid.
That's cool.
But for teenagers, like we were a little older, because like I said, this was here in Little Rock.
Yeah.
And it was the coolest thing ever. So my thing is, point being, it's just whatever you like,
Right.
whatever you're into.
Right.
And who cares if wrestling is fake, because that's where it started.
Right.
And I'm like, I get it. And I
Yeah.
kind of wish I got into wrestling
Yeah.
back then.
Well, it's just like I love Monster Jam.
Mhm.
Like that's what I grew
Yes.
up with. Like, and I remember as a kid, I just my family never won anything. You know, if there was a 50-50 chance, we were not getting it. It just wouldn't happen. Well, one time my mom entered a contest to win Monster Jam tickets.
Yeah.
And she won
Yeah.
on the radio back when you called in on the radio to win stuff. And so
That's
we
funny.
went, and that was the most amazing thing I had ever seen.
Yes, dude.
So I get it.
hmm
It was so cool.
I've
And
seen
they-
Monster Jam 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
It's amazing every time.
Yeah, not just because we're rednecks,
No.
but it's just amazing. It really is.
Yeah, it's not just for rednecks. Like if you have kids and you're a city boy, like
Yeah.
take your kid to it and they'll love it.
Right.
Because it's every kid's dream. Like,
Yes.
what did you do with your monster truck toys other than
Oh.
like running your cars over and
Mhm.
stuff? And to see that for like real life is
Yeah.
like sweet.
Yeah.
I did see-
Gravedigger.
Yeah. I can't remember if I met OG Gravedigger or not.
Oh yeah.
But I think a woman is driving the Gravedigger now.
No.
Caleb, that was your opportunity. Wow, women power. Dang it, Caleb.
No.
We can't clip that. We can't clip that. Anyways, I don't know if she's still doing it, but welcome back to the Garden Podcast. We didn't even do our intro.
Starting today, yes, going to talk about women's rights.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You just got us in trouble.
I'm sorry.
No, anyways. When I heard that, though, at some point I was like, oh, it's like Gravedigger's probably never just been one person. Because, as a
Right.
kid, it's like
That's him.
whoever your Hulk Hogan was, which
Yeah.
shout out to the legend, R.I.P. Gosh, that's crazy. I just forgot about that. Anyways,
You about to cry?
no. Like the only thing I really knew Hulk Hogan from was this weird show I shouldn't even mention, but it's not that bad, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, but I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Good. Good. Glad to see you're coping.
I might just cry for no reason.
I understand.
I'm just kidding.
It happens.
Well, that was kind of our movie segment, and we're almost 30 minutes in.
I know. I saw that.
We
a
haven't
second
even made
ago.
it to our Bible segment.
No. How about a reel? We're there. How about that?
Yeah,
You
let's
wanna show the video?
just do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me see.
You have one for me, and I have one for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
Well, mine are pretty short.
Okay.
Let's start with yours. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's see. I want to do.
The first 4 are mine.
Okay. This one
And,
is mine. That's the one I want to do.
Okay, start it real quick.
Okay.
Watch it.
No sound.
Hold on.
A little bit. I restarted. It's amazing.
In theory,
That's what I'm saying. Like, have you ever dropped a piece of toast?
is that the joke? Like it always it
Yes.
always lands on the butter.
Yes.
That's
So he takes the
hilarious.
butter
I'm gonna like it.
to the cat, and a cat always lands on its feet.
Yeah.
So if you put two things together that always land the wrong way or
They're
always
gonna
land
keep
the right
trying
way,
to.
yes, they will indeed cancel each other out and just continue, just like the video shows.
Okay, I want to show you mine. That's hilarious. Maybe the government's keeping secrets,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Okay, so the way that like me and you both graduated from Cabot.
Yeah.
So
people where we live.
We live in Cabot, Arkansas. My address is.
Don't do it.
We'll be fine. Nobody cares. We're not famous.
Mom, don't stalk me.
So my principal or whoever the job I'm trying to think of canceled school all the time. But
Yeah.
back in Caleb's time, this is how he drove to school.
Oh my goodness.
This is how he drove to school.
That is absolutely true. That might actually be my school bus. There was absolutely no getting out of school when I was young. I mean, when our grandparents, they say, I went to school uphill both ways in the snow barefoot.
Yeah.
You know, mine, it was, we used to have to, you didn't ever get all these texts or Facebook posts.
Right.
You had to wake up early, and sit there and watch the news. And the little bitty words that scroll across the bottom, just waiting to see if you were out of school.
That's how we used to do it, but I do feel like...
but ours never was.
Yeah.
Ever.
You'd sit there and wait, and then you're like, maybe if I wait again, because like the worst feeling was, because it was in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
The worst feeling was like getting to the Z or whatever the last time, and you're like, no. You're
Yes.
like, maybe I missed it, so you watch it again.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see, what are we at?
But it was a different time, man. I mean, I've talked about it before, but it just, kids nowadays get out of school for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in school, it wasn't nothing.
Even for like threats.
Yeah, well.
Which is pretty serious.
Yeah.
Because now that I have kids, even before, I'm like,
it is.
You have to take that seriously. But I feel like, I don't know, something
changed.
Something changed.
Something changed.
Speaking of change, every industry we know, this is not my idea.
Yeah.
Every industry we know has changed.
Yes.
The school system has not.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks more and more like a prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you think about it. And I'm not trying to knock on education and all that.
Oh,
It just
Our education system sucks, dude.
It just, my goodness, it's rough, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just be honest, I didn't like it, but yeah.
Well, we'll get into our biblical discussion here because I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll probably go a little longer than 30 minutes, of course, because we're not going to knock this out in 3 minutes. But the discussion of calling that I've been preaching about, my sermon series this month.
Yeah.
But what's your idea about it? Where do you want to start? I want to see what direction you want to go here.
Yeah. So my thing is, I mean, initially, like I said, you've been talking about it with your students, and I've been trying to kind of hit on it with the young adults who I talk to. And just the initial calling, I feel like we get the idea of calling very, very warped and out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we think of a calling, we visualize or think of, like, let's just say David, for instance, we're anointed king over Israel.
All the good stuff.
Yes. And it's like, man, I want that. You know, God's given it to me. God said I'm going to do this. And if I'm not living it, I'm failing.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think that way for so long, you know, that God's given me this vision or this dream or this call in my heart, that if I wasn't living up to it, I was failing. Now, there does come a point where, of course, you walk with God and you obey him and you walk in the Spirit. But thinking that that's all I'm good for is kind of the idea that comes to mind. Mm. You know, we think the call has to be this elaborate thing that we go do, when really it starts very basic of the Great Commission. You know, God's called us first to love him. Just as he said, you know, the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart and love others as yourself, you know? So it really starts there.
Mm-hmm. That's why I started my series on your calling starts with worshiping God.
Yeah.
But yeah, you made me think of how sometimes I always think of Naaman and how he almost missed his miracle. Now, it's not necessarily a calling, but he almost missed it because he thought it was going to look like one thing.
Right.
And it looked like something else. And that's the reason why the problem with calling is, like, you always feel like it's something down the road.
Yeah.
But really, it's just in the middle of the normal days too, the boring days, the snow days where you're trapped in the house. It's like, what are you called to at this very moment? And so my main thing about the series was kind of saying what your calling isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't like you comparing. The main problem is comparison.
Yeah.
You see someone on the stage who has prepared for hours and hours,
Mhm.
hopefully, anyways. But usually a good preacher prepares for hours and hours. It's not going up there and just hoping the Holy Spirit speaks through
Right.
an empty vessel, like, Lord, speak through me. Like, you prepare and the Spirit will pick what he wants you to speak. That's essentially how I see it.
Yeah.
So, oftentimes, as a student or really even as an adult, you see someone like, man, that's a really good speaker. But sometimes they've been at it for years, or a podcast that's trying to get off the ground.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Wes Huff, who's a really popular, well, I say he's popular now, but honestly, he's been a student and disciple of all of this stuff he's doing for 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point of it, is like, God will bring the increase, but you just be faithful where you're at.
Yeah, right.
So,
Absolutely. Well, I like to look at, like, there's, like, say, young adults, we're talking about Joseph. I'm kind of walking through the life of Joseph because it's a very good representation of calling and what you think it's going to be and what it ends up.
I guess we have to both do it on this one now.
That's
okay,
true.
so interesting enough, like almost simultaneously, right? What your
Yes.
video literally stopped at the same time?
At the same time.
Both of our iPhone storages are full at the same exact time. So now we're shooting from my iPad.
So that brings to question another conspiracy. Is iPhone watching you?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's crazy though. I almost didn't understand. Caleb was trying to tell me his iPhone storage literally got full at the same exact time as mine. And I said, that's too weird.
It is. It is. Right when we
Anyways.
start talking about Jesus.
Yeah. Apple, Garden of Eden looking
Now we're filming on an iPad.
serpent.
So,
You serpent.
yes.
Honestly, this isn't too bad, but
No, it's not. I like it.
yeah, we might do this next time, because I might be in my head about all the editing
Yeah.
and stuff.
It's a lot of editing.
I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, because there's a lot of space up here that I don't really like, but we can decorate.
Well, we can, yeah, we can do stuff.
So,
But yeah, okay. But back to what we're talking about.
yeah,
Talking about calling, talking about Joseph.
Yep.
And just what he expected, the dream he had, and how it just didn't turn out for a long time like he thought.
Mm-hmm.
So many times we get a idea or a calling in our head, and we think it has to be this way or turn out a certain way. And really, it's God's preparation in us to get us there.
Mm-hmm.
Because take David, for instance. When he faced Goliath, he didn't go unprepared. First, big and foremost, he had God. But second, he said, when I was protecting the sheep, God was with me when I took the bear and the lion by the beard and clubbed them,
Mm-hmm.
So it talks about that he was prepared for that moment, no matter what it was. And just like Joseph, of course, his dream was, he was going to be in a position to the dream, his sheaf of wheat stood up and everyone's bowed down before him. So he was going to be in a position of authority. But can you imagine at that time, maybe he's about 17 years old and like, well, how's that going to happen? But as you go through his story, he becomes the head of Potiphar's household.
Mm-hmm.
He becomes the head in the prison where he is. All of that is building him and teaching him for that moment.
Especially being faithful in every area. There's so many lessons in this.
Right. There's a lot. And it was, like I said, all those things built him for the ultimate vision or dream, but they were just as meaningful, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Do you think Joseph got to see where he was going to be? Do you think that helps in every situation? Do you think there's a reason why God keeps that?
Oh, absolutely.
Because what would that look like for us if we knew one day I'm going to preach to 10,000 people?
Right. So I know, like say for me, I like I said, God's given a vision and a dream, and I see the times when I'm trying to get ahead of Him, and I'm trying to make my own way, and it often leaves me very frustrated and not in a good place. So God, I think He knows Of course, he does know. He's all knowing.
He knows.
But yes, he does. But that if he gave us the full picture, everything laid out for us to do, we'd mess it up.
Yeah.
I know I would. 'Cause I'm pretty good at messing stuff up. So I think he gives us just a glimpse to say, hey, I've called you to something greater, or I've called you to this, or I'm showing you this. Now, until you get there, in the meantime, you're going to have to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Even in it, you're going to have to trust me with every step, not the jump, not the leap, every step.
Right.
You know? So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, you say leap because people think like, oh, just take a leap of faith.
Right.
And it's like sometimes it's just a baby step of
Yes.
faith because you may not be making progress right now. And this is why like working out is a good analogy, although this is not the workout podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, this is two dads and a Bible or whatever. Two
Yeah,
beers,
easy.
two dad bods and a Bible. I don't know. That got weird. I know I should have said that.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it's just a daily increment, or I guess just even Bible study.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, I should have said that. So stupid. Welcome back to the Garden Podcast.
Hey guys.
I tell the students like just a few verses at a time.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to, which is like the main theme of sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop looking at you. I'm gonna look over in the corner.
You keep making me think about it now. Anyways, I think the Lord would rather you just get a couple verses in at a time, rather than taking it all and thinking you have to cram it all in. It's just like working out. It's just like dieting or changing anything about your life. And no, I don't think even. I keep thinking of miracles. Like the miracle is not what saves you.
Mm-hmm.
The miracle is not what's going to change your mind. And so if God were to give you the bigger picture, I think we get the luxury of knowing all of Joseph's story.
Yeah.
And so it is easier said than done sometimes.
Right.
But if God were to like give us the bigger picture, I think some people would just sit back and wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't get to know.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's true. And I've always there's a song out. I can't remember the name or the reference, but it talks about how, I've been praying for something to happen or praying for somebody to reach somebody. And the sum of the song is God made you. Mm. Quit waiting around for someone else to do it and do it. Be the change. It's just like, if you can't find a kind person, be one.
Be one.
Yeah. It's that same sense applies to our faith, applies to our walk with Christ, applies to our calling, is that I believe when God puts something in front of you, you walk in it faithfully. Mm-hmm. It gets frustrating sometimes, but you walk in it faithfully. Yeah.
And I think that's the theme we'll pull out for now, although there's all kinds of themes with Joseph. It's just being faithful in the spot that you're in. Because like you said, he became kind of the leader with wherever he was at.
Yeah.
Some of us would get to prison and just give up.
Right.
And on top of that, being wrongfully imprisoned.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually guilty of anything.
Right.
And not saying that Joseph is perfect or anything like that. But we do know that God can and will bless imperfect people. Mm-hmm. And so the point isn't to be perfect before your calling.
Yeah.
But to, again, be faithful.
Yeah.
With what he's already given you.
Yeah. God blesses obedience. Mm-hmm. And I firmly believe that. And there is not one single person in the Bible except Jesus that was perfect. Mm-hmm. So I think that is don't disqualify yourself, don't discount yourself, and cause I have many times, but don't count yourself out. God can use anybody. Mm-hmm. He used Joseph, he used Moses, he used David, he used all the different people in the Bible. I mean, again, the Bible is not boring. There are so many amazing stories in Scripture that if you just read it, it's awesome.
And if you haven't picked up your Bible in a while, there's probably some in there you just haven't heard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If you haven't read the whole Bible,
right.
there's some crazy stuff in there.
Well, it's like and I'm getting off topic, but like the story, I think it's I have to remember the name. It's Ehud, I think. I'd have to look up the name again, but
maybe like Eliud. I think that's a name in the Bible.
Yeah, I can't remember.
If that's
I'd have to look it up. But the story is, he walks in and he goes against this king, and he ends up stabbing him in the stomach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it says he was so big the sword went into his stomach and disappeared. But there's just little stories like that, you know.
I mean, it's very detailed. It
Yes.
says the fat closed over
Closed
his
over the
hand,
sword.
and he couldn't pull
Yeah.
the sword back out.
Yeah.
And then that story's great.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's funny because the guards didn't go and check on the king because they thought he was using the bathroom.
Yeah.
And like after a couple hours, they're like, "Oh, maybe we should go check
Yeah,
on him." So
right.
that's how he was able to get away.
Wow.
But yeah, lots of good ones in
Yeah,
there.
it
So.
is. Yes.
But yeah, the Bible is not boring podcast.
Yeah. No, it is not.
We got a lot of segments here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Anyway.
there's another 10 minutes in there.
Yeah. So if you have a call in your life and you feel so led, whether it's to, some people are called to missions, some people are called to preach or teach, and some people are called to evangelize, going to be an evangelist. And just if you don't have a specific call in your life, don't think that you aren't qualified, because God qualifies you in His Word, in faith, and by His Spirit, and by the blood that was shed on the cross for you. So be a light and be a representation and walk in your calling.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because, calling isn't just preaching. Calling isn't just the gospel itself. It's preaching the gospel with where you're at too.
Right.
It could be the workplace, the church. So comparison is the enemy of progress, or whatever they like to say. It really is true. And if you compare yourself with the person who seems to be, souls are getting saved every single service, and you're like, man, I'm not even like ordained or studied. I can't even memorize John 3:16 or whatever. All that comparison that goes through your head, the devil would want you to stay in that spot,
right?
But you can't compare, because that same pastor would probably tell you, like, man, there was a time where I felt unworthy,
right?
And maybe even still some days where I do feel unworthy.
Yep.
But you can quickly just remind yourself that God's got you where you're at for a reason.
Yep.
And you just got to be faithful with it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I agree.
All right, this has been 2 dad bods and a
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and close it there. Thanks for watching, peeps.
We'll see you
Later.